sticking with us today and staying focused. We're going to begin in literally just a second. Yeah, I didn't play any elevator music. I put the countdown timer on, right? All right. I'm making sure you can hear me okay. Give me a quick audio check. Thanks, Darce. I love it. Alan said, I wash my hands. I'm ready. I also wash my hands. So very important, right? Welcome, Kenneth. Tamika, can you hear us now? Tamika? All right. Robert said good. And Robert Brown and Smith. Diana, okay, good deal. All right. Yeah, my timer had a virus. Oh, man. Woo! All right, Francis, your goal is in the next 45 minutes, send me that email. Francis. Yeah, my wife just brought me lunch. I was muted during Jack's presentation. I had a good sandwich. I tell you what, I think I'm going to dig deep and try to commit to like a 7 or 10 day hardcore total healthy. I'm not eating out. And really, I'm not that far from what I'm eating right now from being pretty healthy. And I'm like a little tweak here and there, and I could be there. So I'm excited. So, yeah, we will send a replay out. A bunch of people asking, hey, Doug, a bunch of people asking about that. Oh, wow. Gil up in New York, right outside of the city, said Governor Cuomo just announced a mandatory masks in public rule in New York now. 3-day grace period enforced by each other. So other people. That's interesting. Man, we really turned the table, haven't we? From masks aren't needed, masks, you don't need a mask, right? To now you gotta wear one. So I suspected all along it was because we didn't really we didn't just have enough, right? And I think that's really what it was. Yeah, I love it. Kurt said he got a total gym, so very cool. Robert in Italy said we've been that way in Italy now for 2 weeks. And I think Alan said, Alan up in Canada said, Brian, are there enough to go around? And not of the N95, Alan, but I think the point is anything's better than nothing is what they're saying now. So it's crazy, guys. Well, what we're going to do right now, and I'll get us back on track. I'll end by 3 o'clock with your help, and then we'll come back into the last session. So we're going to do campaign requests, and this is literal, exactly what you think it is. We'll do some live Q&A and some role play. So anybody who wants to come live, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to log out or back in. I'll unmute you. If you want to be a part of the role play, that would be awesome. It's always better with real stuff instead of just Jack and I simulating. So let's get started with campaign requests. All right. And Michael Walker, I haven't seen it, but I'll happy to take care of that when we're done for you. Okay. All right. Yeah, and Doug, you do not have to sell against Eddie. And I don't know if Eddie's listening. I know he was here earlier. All right. So, well, my 10-year-old just came to the window of my office knocking on my window. At least I know what the sound was. All right. So new campaign requests. This is a big one, right? Yeah, how's the audio right now, Jim? Jim said my audio dropped. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move up on the screen. We're going to do this. All right. So the first one I had, first request, is free mobile delivery restaurant app campaign. So what I would ask you on this one, and Michael Walker, give me the bullets, put into support, the basics of the skeleton of the campaign, the bullets of what you get. Give me a little bit to work with. I think it's as simple as it sounds, but I bet you know exactly what you're going to deliver. So if you could do that, I think we can definitely accommodate that one for you for sure. All right, Mark Clayton, and wait a minute, let me put that one down. That was Michael Walker. Mark Clayton had divorce lawyers. see. I think that was Mark Clayton. Yep. Okay. So what are we thinking, Mark, with divorce lawyers on this one? Okay. Thank you, Jim Rice. Mark, what's the offer to divorce lawyers? Sorry, what's the goal of the campaign? Is there a certain product you're trying to get to, or it doesn't matter? Is it just we can help you with your marketing? Is it leads? Is it specific or general? You know what I mean? Is it general marketing? Is it Corona specific or non-specific? I'd be happy to do that one for sure. Hey, I'm going to share Darcy's message if anybody wants to see this one. Okay, good. PPC. That helps, Mark. PPC. All right. I don't really need anything beyond that, I don't think, Mark. All right. I saw another one. All right. And this is from Doug. CPA stimulus outreach. Now, I have this one already, and I just need to put it in the members area. So I can accommodate this one pretty quick. I've just been testing it out and making some changes, etc. And then I can upload that as well. Okay, and Jeremy in Vermont, Jeremy. So Jeremy had I'm going to move this to questions. Jeremy, I'm going to put your question down for the next session and then come back to it, or the next segment. All right. Jeremy had one for financial advisors. And Jeremy, what's the angle on the financial advisor? What's the angle on the campaign? And while you're answering that, I saw one from Kevin. Kevin just said business lending, business loans. All right. Kevin, I think that one's pretty self-explanatory, unless there's any gotchas. Good on that. Yeah, Gil, let me, lots of words on that, but let me avoid bringing it up here, or we'll derail the whole thing. Just shoot me a message and I'll write you back on that one. All right. All right. So okay, Jeremy, I added the Ringbot one you talked about. Scott up in Michigan said, Brian, what about solar sales? You know, I had one that we did at VoiceDrop, so I can probably modify that pretty easy. Scott. Okay. This is an interesting one from Michael. I want to see what Michael this is before I tell you. Michael Peel. Michael. Okay. Live streaming website crisis solution marketing. And this is, Michael, this is similar to what Matt Bush is doing, right? I want to make sure, because I have some that I've been working on with him. And the goal, I added one already. Or when I say I added, it means I made it with Matt and one of our team created the campaign and put it in. Okay, good. So I think we can help on that one, on a generic live streaming one, Michael. I like that. Kurt, I had yours. And will you email me more on that? I have it written down, and it's actually on my to-do list. Let me put Kurt's up there, you guys. And Kurt, this is similar to what Daryl Hill and Corey Ira, those guys were working on. Is this the same kind of the EDM stuff? I just need a little bit on that one. All right. Life coach. Okay, let's see. Wait a minute. Hang on. Let me go in order. Yeah, Tony. And I'm going to move. I'll answer yours in a minute. Let's see. Yeah, I love Mike Shipman's. Okay, so what Mike just said, I don't know about you guys, but my eyes are not. Let's make a duplicate of this. And all right, there's our page 1. Our page 2, the one that Mike just said was used car sales, but a tweak to the one we have, changing it around stimulus money lead gen. What a smart idea. I like it, Mike. All right. Heidi mentioned mortgage, pretty straightforward. All right, Lynn. Lynn, you said bankruptcy lawyer coaches. Are you saying 2 different ones? Is that kind of what you're saying? I want to make sure. All right. I'll give her a second. Hang on, I'm skimming them. Okay. And then I have coaches, life coaches. This is Darcy and Lynn, I think. So good. Here's a change of pace from Frank. Okay, plumbers. All right, got Frank. Yeah, Jeremy, I'm with you, Jeremy, on the small business and the stimulus, etc. Merchant services, obviously a good one. I happen to know a guy. Let's see. All right, and did I miss anybody? Oh, Howard. I'm gonna put coaches. I'll just add yours to this one as well. Coaches, career coaches, life coaches, et cetera, et cetera. All right. Another one on solar. Yep. I like that, Rick Daniel. Hang on. All right. I know a little bit about that one. Yeah, Sam Harding. We have that in there. We can talk about it in a second. All right. Here's let me do another page of these. And this is from Scott. So Scott just said video marketing, no niche, right? Just horizontal, not tied into a vertical, just around video marketing. All right. What else? All right. Hair salon promo for their retail products. Let me put that up there. Tweak on the e-com on the online store. It's a pretty easy one to do, Francis. We can just copy it. All right, Walt, you just said Walt McRae, you said restaurant. I like this. Tell me more about the restaurant survival guide. Okay. Yeah, I suspect credit repair may get hot, right? Oh, that's it. Oh, look at Justin Kimball, man. Justin, I like it. What a smart take, you guys. Look what Justin just said. Justin, tell me if I'm going to explain it right. Basically, set up a Zoom mastermind with 10 or 20 businesses in your community where you get on Zoom and brainstorm marketing and you're the facilitator. Is that right? Yep. Buy here, pay here. Yeah, Sam, I knew what you meant. Sam Harding. Rick, I got you. All right. Eric has another good one. Eric's basically saying, okay, we have a good website one, but I can look at it and look at a clone of it and change it. All right. Hey, Ken. Home. This is probably a good one. I have one of these. I don't know if it's in the members area, but I have one. Cleaning services. All right. Okay, Lynn. More on solar. Political, we have. Jewelry store, we do not have. Paul. Jewelry store. What would be the goal? What would we be doing for the jewelry store, Paul? Insurance, we have. Reactivation in general. I'm going to make sure we have that, Eric, but I'm pretty sure we do. I'll check yours, Eric. If somehow you just went all caps, didn't we? All right. Okay. All right. Okay, I get that one, Doug. All right. And the reason I'm writing all these down is I want to make sure that I have them all and that I understand what you're asking for. Veterinarians, vets, curbside exams. Okay, Michelle. Michelle, are you trying to reach vets customers or to reach vets? Vets, okay. Land vets as clients. All right, and all right, hang on. Got it. Justin, cool. All right. Here's another one. A lot of them are doing it. Or at least where I live, they're doing it. Doesn't mean everybody. Virtual's chambers of commerce meetings. Makes sense, right? I mean, all right. All right. Fitness, gym, martial arts, live streaming, training. Frank. Makes sense. I get it. Listen to this, you guys. Scott Hall said regarding that COVID-19 mastermind, I was on a call this morning with 30 other New Jersey Shore Chamber members that basically became a mastermind on COVID-19. Okay, I got mortgage Robert Smith. I got that one. Churches. Darcy, what's the angle on churches? Y'all can't just shout out a niche without telling me what to do with it. I can't read minds. Curbside cocaine dealers. Can you believe that that one came from the city of Los Angeles, right? Home of the Sunset Strip. Let's see. Yeah, Christy, what I'm going to do is reach back out to each person and make sure the campaign fits what they're thinking. Christy said, I'm not sure, Brian, what we're offering to many of these. So what I'm going to do is the reason I took everybody's name is I'm going to reach out to you with a more specific discussion because I agree with Christy. We have to make sure it's kind of dialed in. All right, Roger. Now that's a unique one for me. Virtual craft fairs tied into e-com. All right. I'll add yoga in Terra. And add e-com to the fitness for sure. Okay. Oh, here's another unique one. This is that a Justin? Is that a fulfillment? Is that fulfillment from the AC company to their customers, or is that a land AC company deal? Okay. I'll give you a second and we'll come back. All right. So I now have to go through 6, 11, 16, 21, 27, 33 different campaigns, all requested by you. So what I'm going to do is vet all these out with you one-on-one. I'm going to create a list. I'm going to put them in the members area and let you guys vote on them, and I'll work on them in order because it's not as fast as snapping my fingers, unfortunately. Okay. Oh, I get it, Roger. Okay. Yeah, it's a good question from Cheryl, and let's shift into Q&A with her question. Cheryl says, hold on, Q&A. All right, so Cheryl just asked, and if you're new or not new, it's a fair question, right? She said, will these campaigns be available to all members, not just the person that asked? Yes. The whole goal is if we're going to do something, we want it to be replicated. And I can tell you this, I started servicing local clients in 1996 with a dentist. I've run in that time, almost 25 years, I've run into a member like 1 or 2 times ever. I mean, I didn't have members before 08, but I haven't run into. Every time you think there's just so much competition, check yourself. I promise you there's not. So the answer to Cheryl's question is yes, absolutely. And what we try to do is email everybody out. Nikki or Meredith usually are the ones that create. After I write them, they create the actual campaigns. Michael, will you tell me yours? I don't know if I saw yours. Michael St. Marie, if you'll tell me. Brad, you're a nice guy, my friend. So yeah, we're gonna do. This is for somebody who joined late. This is the agenda in this session. It's campaign requests. We just finished. We're gonna do Q&A for another 7 minutes, 10 minutes maybe, and then we're gonna get into role play before we go back and finish out in the e-com Groupon area. Oh, likewise, Rick. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And I appreciate your nice comment, Cheryl. Thank you. All right. So there was another comment or question. If you have a question to help me sort it out, there's a lot of people here. Will you do like a QQQ just so I can find it? Okay. This is probably from Jeremy. I attempted to request a campaign for CPAs in Vermont, but my state isn't on the list. Yeah, Jeremy, I know we have plenty of data about, Vermont cities and businesses. So there may not be a lead bucket, but put in a manual request for the list, if that makes sense. Being a smaller state, we probably don't get a ton of requests. It probably never made a lead bucket, honestly. Doesn't mean we can't give you the data. We absolutely can. Just put in the request and manually, and we'll deliver it to you that way. All right, I'm going to go to Heidi Walker next. Hang on, Heidi. I see it. Okay. Heidi said, why would a business that already has a website have another one as a store? Wouldn't they want it integrated into their existing website? Absolutely. So she, of course, is right. They don't want it separate. When we build the e-commerce site, if we're not replacing the core site, what are we going to do? We're going to have a tab on their main site that maybe says buy or something like that that's going to connect it right in. So by no means would you give them a completely separate site. It may be two separate platforms, Heidi. Like if they don't want to get rid of their Cold Fusion site from 2003, they love it. They just can't live without it. So what we would do is take this site and you would simply connect it in with the link. Got it, Michael. Let me write it down. Hang on so I don't lose it. I got you. All right, cool. Got it, Paul Chamberlain on the jewelry. All right. Now I understand, Jeremy Peatman. I get what you're saying, and we'll figure it out. Thank you. I didn't know that. Yeah, so you can do a subdomain, obviously, on the same site. Yep, I think we're in good shape on that one. Okay. Somebody said, hey, I want to send in more info on the campaign, the way I think it needs to work. I think this was Michael. When I say Michael, since there's like 11 Michaels here, it could be any of you, but this one is Michael Walker. So send them into support. Yeah, just send them in through support to the IR support team, Michael. You can do it when you're logged into the platform. Yeah, here's a good question from Gary. Hang on, Gary, let me pull that up. So Gary goes on to say, how would the store be found on the web? So let's just write down, right? So how are we going to, in essence, how is the person going to make sales from the store? I mean, I think that's what we're really asking. So one way is random Google searchers who stumble upon the store. Unlikely. Low revenue opportunity, right? Just being straight, right? I think we can agree that that is a low revenue opportunity. Sorry, Michael Peel. I will have to go. Customer communication to their list. Chet said, I would agree with Chet. Right? So reach out via email. How about this? Reach out via IR campaign and promote their store. Much better revenue op, right? Another option, of course, would be targeted Facebook, YouTube ads in their geography, right, to people that know them. solid option for sure to drive revenue. So if it was my store, I would be doing all three of these things. However, in order of what's going to make me money, it would be like this. All right. Doug Starks, everybody's favorite 420 master. Sorry, Doug. He said, Brian, is marijuana dispensary outreach campaigns on your list? You know, we've got an amazing database of marijuana dispensaries, 3 different categories of them. I don't understand the business that well, and I don't believe it's on the list. So I'm going to write down no, but I will add it. I suspect there is interest in that one. Okay. Yeah, an easy one. And Alan said, look, a really easy one. Alan said is this one. It's pretty mindless, you guys. If you're not doing this, it's a no-brainer. Yeah, I scraped Weed Maps, Doug. That's where I got it all from. All right. Amir in London. Amir, you've lost your name. You're now Amir in London. So let's talk about pricing. Okay. All right. So let's do this, Amir. Hard cost, client costs. I'm going to assume you're at the middle level, right? Just because I have to make an assumption. And if you're email free, SMS and voice drops a penny, right? I believe that's the middle level pricing right now. We lowered the price for y'all. All right. So if you were to do, how about 1,500? It's not even going to be that much. Let's just say 1,500 credits on client campaign, right? Whatever that means. Whatever the campaign is for the client, right? It's a X step messaging to database of, you know, they probably have 300 or 400 usually. So let's say 1,500. Somebody multiply that times a penny. It's $15 plus, let's say another 10 for SMS. It's not even going to be 10. 5 for SMS answers. So let's say you spend fulfilling for client hard costs, Amir. So in this example, you're out maybe $20, right? Okay, so yeah, so do you see what I'm saying, Amir? So if this is your hard cost, right? And you're out $20 for that campaign for the month, you charge, even on the bargain basement, you charge client $350, you net $300, right? Obviously, this is just a sample. Okay. There was a question from Jim, Jim Rice. All right. Jim said, what did you use to scrape? So Jim, on the marijuana stuff, I aggressively built a database out of a site called Weed Maps. I decided they knew more about weed than I did. and I build a pretty good database from there. Yeah, the only other thing you would do if you wanted to be more accurate on this, so if you have a hard cost a month, if you only have one client, then you also have the hard cost of your instant reply. If you had 10 clients, you would divide the hard cost across them, et cetera, right? So, and then remember your instant reply comes with X amount of credits. Just include that as you extrapolate what your actual ROI is. And we can do that on next Tuesday's call. We can do a whole thing on pricing and ROI and figuring that stuff out. I've done a bunch of stuff on that, and it's a useful discussion, I think. Here's a question from Gordon. Does scrape mean you manually did it? No. I wrote a bot that went to the website, simulated being a user, and grabbed all the data, put in Excel for me. So that's kind of what I did. I mean, the reason I wanted that was there's some value. Let me give you an example. Let me pull it up real fast. I think I can find my Excel sheet. Something like this is what I got out of it. Business name. You get the gist, right? No, it's I mean, one of my tech guys, Gordon, it isn't really made for consumption, but all the data is available, and I'm happy to give it to you at no cost. Put in a ticket, and they won't know about this because I don't do that much with this, but tell them to talk to me, and I'm happy to get it for you, though, Gordon. All right, so I'm going to end the questions with this one from Francis. Seems like a reasonable question. And let's end with this. Do you have more success getting clients for businesses or getting business prospect owners? So, Francis, are you saying, is it easier to fulfill or get clients? Is that the basic question? Okay, yes. So is it easier to fulfill or get clients? In my opinion, this is just an opinion, right? Fulfillment's easier. This is my opinion. It doesn't mean that getting clients is hard. It's harder than fulfillment, but I say fulfilling is easier than getting clients. Because here's why. Because generating a lead or getting somebody to do an appointment or view a video or react to a ad, right, is easier than getting Doug Starks getting Eddie to give him $400. You see what I mean? It's easier to get that transactional step to happen. Or his credit card to that end. Okay, so on that end, Doug, you willing to come on live? Promise. Eddie, are you here? I promise. It'll be so easy. After running into the brick wall when Eddie dropped the hammer. Eddie is here too. I love it. So let's see if he's available. Okay, yeah. Let me know, Doug, when you can. Yeah, and Gordon said this, guys. To Francis's question, you really have a lot more chances when you're going one-to-many and with marketing to get a response. It's just from a numbers standpoint, it's just easier. Doesn't mean getting clients is hard. Imagine this. All right, imagine. Let me put a slide up, and I'm gonna give Doug a second. All right. I'm going to give you choices. All right. Picking on CPAs right now. All right. I give you 4 choices. Put them in order on what is going to be either easier, less painful, better for you. You tell me. I won't tell you. Alan said, and Alan and Connie both said, let me put them in numeric order. All right, everybody agrees so far that I suspect not everybody agrees on anything, but this is what I'm seeing right now. What I just saw in the Q&A box looks something like this. I knew it. Mike Shipman saying, I want to walk in. You know what? It comes down to the person, you guys. It comes down to the person. Comes down to the person. All right. Mike, will you come on live also for a little role play? Are you able to with Mike's situation? And Doug, I'm trying to unmute you. I'm not sure I can unmute you. I don't know what's going on. Try it again. Well, it may not work. Hang on. Yeah, and let's be honest. Right now, walking in to Bev's point doesn't work anywhere. No problem, Mike. All right. I am, for whatever reason, hang on. Doug, see if you can unmute yourself. I tried unmuting other people and it worked, but for some reason I can't unmute you. Okay. Well, so much for the unmuting, you guys. So, yeah, and let's be real. CPAs, the CPA in my building, she's still working upstairs. She's by herself in her office. None of her team's there. I don't recommend walking in right now anywhere today, obviously. So I think it comes down to your preference between 1 and 2. And then cold calling, I suspect, for the vast majority is 3rd, right? All right, Mike, let me see if I can unmute you. I cannot. Doug, I tried. I cannot unmute you. Let me see if I can unmute Mike. Hang on, Mike. Let me see. All right, Mike, how about now?
I think I'm good.
Yeah, you sound clear, man. Awesome. How are you?
You know, for an old man, I'm doing all right.
Hey, are you in Orange Beach or Montgomery right now, or neither?
I am in Montgomery today. We lost about 2,000 trees in the city, and we're just getting power and everything back up in Montgomery. So, fighting the storm damage.
I love it. Belba said, Mike, define old. I love it when guys older than me argue on who's older. This is a good one. No, Michael Belba's awesome.
I'm just 68. Just 68.
You guys are probably close. Okay. All right. So at the end of the day, let me see if Gil Nelson will come on. Gil, I'm going to check your audio too. Hang on, Gil, see if I can unmute you. Gil, how about you? Can you hear me?
I can.
When you said I'm in, I didn't know if that means you wanted to do it with us or not. I wasn't sure. So.
No, I'm in the over 60 group.
Oh, sorry, dude. Sorry. I just saw you said I'm in, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah, but they got me beat.
All right. We're keeping Gil because Gil's a good sport. And Mike, hey, for what it's worth, Mona said you're like a middle-ager, man. She just said you're a youngin'. I love it. And Michael Belva said the same thing. So, all right, here's what we're going to do. Shipman, why don't you be the sales guy? You've done that once or twice. And Gil, what kind of business are you going to be? What do you feel like being?
I feel like being a plumber.
All right. So Mike, Gil's a plumber. You can do whatever product you want. It doesn't matter. It's you use questions, you control the show. And Gil, we'll pretend Mike called you, even though I know he'd rather walk in. You just start out with, hey, it's Gil, or hello, or something like that, so he can play off you.
Hello, this is Gil.
Hey, thanks for calling. Hey, Gil, thanks for calling in on our lead generation program. What questions do you have before we get you set up?
Hey, who am I talking with?
This is Mike.
Oh, hey, Mike, what's happening?
Hey, it's just another great day out here trying to generate leads for everybody.
Oh, I see. Okay, what you got going?
Whereabouts are you located at?
I'm up here in Suffolk County, east of Talcott.
Ah, okay. And you've got a plumbing business?
Yes, sir.
How many trucks have you got?
I've just got myself. I've got my truck, and I got two guys that help me on and off.
Well, all right, that's good. Sometimes it's easier to be that size of a business. How long have you been in the business?
Oh, it was my dad's business, so I've been in it for 22 years, and then it's a family business.
Oh, good. That's the way I am. This is a family business for me, and I'm passing it on to my kids and my grandkids. So I appreciate other people that are doing that. So let me ask this: what interested you enough to call in and ask about our lead generation program?
Well, times are being what they are, and I'm just a small company. So obviously we're downsized. To stay in business this long, just with one truck it was a bigger company. And so what I want to capitalize on now is helping people. I just have a really crappy website presence. I really didn't take care of myself online, and people don't know about me. And so I'm available and can do emergency stuff. I just like to do it close by where I am.
All right. So you've got a web presence presently, and since you've downsized, have you got trucks and equipment that you aren't using right now?
I probably have a couple of trucks in the old barn. Not really. We got just parts, a lot of parts.
Okay. All right. So the main thing we need to, it sounds like that you're looking for is to fill your own schedule up closer to capacity. How much, if you were to say percentage wise, how much free time have you got right now that you could be working on other projects?
Working on plumbing projects? Well, now I'm doing like 1 or 2 jobs a week. And I want to be doing more like, if I can get back up to 10, 2 a day, that'd be great. It's a little bit weird because we've got a lot of people I figure are just really concerned about people coming into their house. So I need to get the message out that I'm COVID compliant and safe, and we got booties, and they can get a picture of me, and I've got all this technology I just bought into, but they just don't know me. I got a crappy 8-year-old website, and I don't know how to reach them.
All right. So the main thing you're looking for right now is actually to get the phone to ring, to get some people calling in or some people to reach out and contact you. What type of marketing are you doing right now?
I started doing posts on Facebook. I take pictures of myself, what I'm doing, and showing that I'm safe. And I got a kid working on putting pictures on my website. We're also doing a bunch of Instagram because I can take pictures where I'm at. And so I've been boosting my posts, things like that, and having friends, like me. So I'm growing slowly.
Do you have it? Are you primarily looking for emergency work, or are you looking for ongoing, maybe seasonal maintenance type contracts?
Yeah, that's a good idea. If I can get this going again, I've got 2 guys I can bring back on, and I'd really like to do that.
All right, good. That's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to kind of get a picture of what kind of capacity you've got available. Let me ask you this: if I had a way that was affordable where we could get you an additional maybe 15 to 20 calls a week, would that be something you'd be interested in?
It might be a little cash strapped. So I just wanted to kind of hear what you had to say, but I'm a little bit nervous about making financial commitments.
Well, I understand. We all are, right? We all are right now. The good news is, though, these times are going to change. It's not going to last forever. And right now is the time to be out there trying to pick up new business when nobody else is. Your average job, when you're doing an emergency job, let's look at those first. What's your average ticket? What do you normally charge on a routine emergency, fix a leak, or a stopped up sewer line? What's normally the profit off of something like that?
The profit is better in emergency situations because it's the same amount of work and I just charge a little bit more. So
right.
I would say that the margin goes from like 30% to maybe 40%, 42%.
All right. So in dollars, how much profit is that in dollars?
In dollars, let's say I'm charging average ticket of say 350 to 400, and I can walk away with 175, 150 in an emergency situation, or sometimes even more. It just depends on what I'm doing, and it depends on
So if I could pick you up with an additional 20 calls a week, phone calls coming in, how many of those do you suppose you'd end up making service calls on?
Well, emergency?
Yes.
Well, if they're emergency, I suppose I'd probably close about 15 of them out of 20. Possibly.
All right. So let's just run on the low side. So if you could close 15 additional emergency service calls, and say you only made $100 off of them, that'd be an extra $1,500 a week for you to start growing your business back. So it'd be about $6,000 a month. If you could do that, and it would only cost you about $1,000 a month, would that be something you'd be interested in?
Yeah.
Okay. How soon would it take you to get ramped up to be able to handle those additional 20 calls a week?
Well, tell me about those leads. I mean, we did Home Advisor, and they just. I'm really not interested in sharing these with people. And what my biggest problem is they just start comparing me to all these other quotes, and it just becomes a nightmare of wasting my time.
You're exactly right. Those are the worst kind of leads in the world. You're literally having to compete to race to the bottom on profit. Now these are going to be exclusive leads to you. They are going to be, you will be the only one that contacts them. Now I do ask you make contact with them as soon as possible. It would be best if you could answer the phone immediately when they come in, and we'll let you know they're a lead from us as you're answering the call. How is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, I am. That would be good.
It takes, it takes a little bit to get you set up. So we're probably looking 3 or 4 days before we get the calls to start coming in. Can you be ready to handle those calls in that amount of time?
Yeah, we're just going to have to talk about what it is that they think they're getting in, and they're calling me. Is that what you're saying?
They're going to be calling you. They're going to be calling straight into your phone, whatever phone number you want them to reach you at, and they will be at the point of emergency at that moment. They're going to be wanting you to show up immediately. That's part of the reason I want to make sure that you're going to be ready to handle the volume we can send you.
Right. All right. So there's certain things I'm not prepared to do as well.
Okay.
I can't do arc welding right now. So depending on metals and things like that, I don't need to go into all the details right now. But there's things I can and can't do. Are you counting me getting a bunch of to do stuff I can't do?
Makes sense to me. And let me ask this question, because when you're doing emergency calls, it's kind of hard to filter out some types of work and miss out on others. Have you got another buddy that's in the business that you could pass off those deals to that you can't handle, and maybe he and you share some stuff back and forth?
Yeah, sure. Maybe I could do that.
And that way you're kind of building up a network of people there, and that way you don't have to be the expert in everything that you're doing. Does that sound like something that would work good for you right now while you're trying to get it built back up?
Yeah, it could. And then, well, I guess I just need to, how are you getting these leads? I mean, I'll tell you, I don't want to get leads from Brentwood, right? It's just not my demographic. I've had trouble getting payment from Brentwood. I only want leads from a certain area. I'll tell you what that is. But I mean, I really don't want to drive too far. There's places that they're not wearing masks and they don't have as much respect for what's going on as I do. So I hear what you're saying. They're exclusive, but I guess I'm really kind of picky.
Well, and I understand that. I would be the same way. And I laugh and joke and tell this about somebody. If we were trying to do something in New Orleans and you've got Lake Pontchartrain that is 30 miles wide and you did 30-mile radius, it might take you 3 hours to get to the other side of the lake. So what we try to do is geo-target these leads into the market that you want to be in. And so we can put some parameters on that. I won't promise that 100% of them will be perfect, but you'll never get 100% perfect. But you should get in that 75, 80, 90% range if we've got good parameters of what you're looking for to market.
All right. Now, how can I make sure that nobody else is getting these leads? Because
they're going to be strictly to you. We're going to use exclusive to you. We're going to build the campaigns based upon you. We're going to advertise. We're going to market these just like we are your company. And so we're not out there round robin hunting for those. I'm only going to work with one person in your area. And that way I make sure that I don't have any crossovers.
All right. Well, so what else? What have you got in my area? Because now you got me thinking. A lot of my buddies are in the trades, and I know plumbers all the way out to Nassau. I mean, I probably know 6 or 7 guys. We could probably cover the whole North Shore and halfway down the island. What do you got going on Long Island right now?
We can target any market you want us to set up to. If you guys want to put obviously the more calls that we generate, it's going to cost us more money. But we would definitely be willing to work with a cooperative of some kind. But what I would suggest right now is that we focus We focus on getting you up and running and getting you closer to capacity. And then as we bring your buddies on, you know, we can talk about a way to build a project that's good for all of you.
All right, that makes sense.
All right. Well, let's get you started. Let's get you started on the program. I'm going to send you over some paperwork by DocuSign to your email address, so we can go ahead and get your payment process set up. If you would give me your best email address.
Sure, that's Gil@Gil.com. I'm wondering though, how, if you could just send me a couple of these to test. You know, I've just dealt with a lot of guys who do leads over time, and that's a real clear and sure way to suck money out of your bank account. I agree 100%. But if I was going to send you some test leads, don't you think I would kind of filter the well and make sure I only sent you the best free leads I could, so I could trick you into the program? Well, I suppose that's a good point. And I like the way
but I'll tell you this: that if the leads aren't what you want, you and I'll work together until we get those leads to be what you want. And if I have to comp you leads to offset that while we're going through that process, I have no problem in putting that in writing whatsoever. Does that sound fair enough?
All right, Mike. It does. It does sound fair. I appreciate where you're coming from. All right, send it out.
I've got it sitting there. Get ready to go over.
All right, we went over, but I didn't want to stop because it was too good. It was gems. It was gold. Guys, I can't believe this, but Mike, phenomenal. Matter of fact, Mike, another Mike on the call, Michael Peel said, if Gil doesn't want to sign up for this, sign me up, Shipman. I want in on this. So Peel was in it. Listen, this is nobody had practiced. Although you could say they practiced their whole life. This wasn't a setup. Mike and Gil, both of you had no idea I was going to ask you to do it. Hell, Gil was talking about his age. He wasn't talking about doing this. He just came on because he's a good sport. So none of this was pre-set up or rehearsed at all. So, and a lot of good feedback for you, Gil, on pushing back and you know, not being an ass, but pushing back. And anyway, it was good. And what's interesting, you guys, is Gil and Mike, I don't think have ever met in person. So I need a favor, though. I need a favor. And I want to say thank you to Mike and to Gil, but I need a favor. Anybody, looks like our GoToWebinar recording cut out like 20 minutes ago. When it did, I triggered it to start back in, but I'm afraid we lost some of the call. And I don't know who may have recorded this last 45 minutes, this session 2 today. If not, I'll rerun it on Tuesday, but I won't be able to recreate that magic that just happened. I think I got most of the end back on recording, but it definitely looks like it cut out in the middle on number 2 here. This whole system right now has been really temperamental. Live streams and GoToWebinars and Zooms, all of them. But with that being said, I want to thank Mike, as usual, and thank Gil. And I want to tell you guys, you notice how easy it was? It was just a conversation. Thanks, Jonathan. Yeah, Perkins, I'll take it on 8-track. Ken Fong, yeah, or Francis, awesome. Awesome, you guys. Michael Walker, any of you, if you could send a link or something to support, just send it in, and that would be phenomenal. It would really help, and we really appreciate it. It would mean a lot. And I want to get that out to everybody because that interaction with Mike and Gil, a lot of you want that. So what we're going to do on Tuesday next week is we'll continue with that storyline. We'll continue with these kind of, and we'll do different ones. We'll do them, hey, I missed a call. We'll do all the angles and we'll play them out. And lots of you, if you want, can come on live. I'll do it with you, or we'll get somebody to play both sides. You won't want to miss Tuesday. However, we got 5 sessions done of the 6 in the virtual summit, and we got another barn burner coming. What do you guys think? Do you need a break? Do you need 5 or 10 minute break? You tell me. And I think Jack is here. Jack, can you hear me? Jack's.
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. All right, guys, Jack is back. We're going to conclude day 2. Let me see if they want a break, Jack, before you take it away.
Yeah,
I say let's rock and roll. How about a 5-minuter, guys? I'm getting half break and half not, but we'll do a 5-minute one.
And the ones who have the recording, please put it in Dropbox and send me the link. That would be very well, okay? That would be very good.
Thank you, guys. We'll take care of you. We appreciate you. So Francis, you or Michael, either one of you. Thank you.
Yeah. But a couple of them who recorded it, so please send me the Dropbox link, and I really appreciate that. And then we take a 5-10 minute break, and then we go for session 3, Francis. So I know it's a summit, correct? It's not a 1-hour training; it's a summit. So it's good that you, at the end of the day, you are tired and learned a lot.
Yeah, and you know what? This is when Jack and I are getting candy at the back of the room and coffee and hitting the bathroom. This is the best time of the event, a little pause. So this is when we're all milling about. So take a couple minutes, you guys. Post something cool you learned this morning or yesterday in the Facebook group. Share with the people that didn't come. And then we'll see you. It looks like 9 minutes. I did 10-minute timer. And we'll be ready in less than 10 minutes, guys.